All right, so we probably get, I don't know, 50 to 100 calls a day from different brands and aspiring entrepreneurs all over the country who are super excited to launch their collection. And what do they ask for? They say, we're ready for production. We want to move into production. So here's the problem with that. They're not ready for production. We want to be able to get them into production. We want to make sure that they can launch their line and build any type of business that they want, but they're skipping too far ahead. So today I'm going to talk about the actual steps you need to be ready for production, so at least you guys have a concept, an understanding of what needs to happen so we can produce the line. So there's a couple of main key foundational things that are really important. The first one has nothing to do with samples or anything. It's just planning. Okay? And this is done in our kickoff meeting. We plan out your entire collection. You guys see me talking about this all the time. Why is it so important? Because if I don't know exactly what we're making, then we can't go to the next phase. This planning meeting is like the foundation of your house. It's so important. We talk about the price points of your garments, how much money you're trying to make for each one. We talk about the fabrics. We really dig into every single aspect of it, and that is the foundation from which we start to build your line. Once that's complete, then we can move over to development. So when we say development, we're not just saying like samples. Samples is what you get, but really what we're talking about are all of the things that we need to start production. So while you get samples, we're doing sourcing. Let me write this up here. So development. What does that include? That's sourcing. That's patterns. That's samples. It's not just the samples itself, it's the foundation of your line and all of the information that goes with it. So having the sample is the result. Development, the way that we do development actually will set up your business to run for the next decade. If you go to China and somebody sends you samples and you do not have patterns, you don't know where your fabric is coming from, you don't have tech packs, you don't have any of the information, you cannot go anywhere and just give them a sample. Somebody, whether it's you or somebody else, is going to have to start over here. So you're going to want to start with actually investing time and energy into these things. That's what we do. We do development next. Now some of you may be done with that. So what's after this? When we're finished with your samples and you're happy and you love them, then we look at production. Okay? So production. You guys are seeing this, it's the checklist. If you actually think that you're ready, I'm stoked for that. I'm very happy to put you right into production. But here are the things that we would actually need, okay? Number one, we need to have approved fabric and trim. So what does that mean? The vendor that it's coming from, the width of the fabric, the price of the fabric, the composition. We need to know everything. So this approved fabric and trim, how do we communicate that? We communicate that in a BOM, which stands for a bill of materials. It just houses all the information about the materials that we're going to be buying to make your products. So that has to be ready to go in order to even begin production. The second thing is your base pattern, so an approved pattern. Oftentimes we'll get samples, we have no pattern. And so if you want to hire us just to do production, we'll make 300 units and you're ready to go and you want us to give you a per unit price, we have to have patterns, because if we have to make patterns, then we have to go backwards and do development. So it's okay, but it's not what you're looking to do. If you have patterns, and I mean approved, like no changes, or, you know, and if we have to do any, it's really going backwards. So we try not to have any patterns, and obviously we need samples. That's one that most people know already. Number three, a completed purchase order form. You have the sample, but that is going to be, let's say you're doing leggings. I have a sample from you, it's a small green pair of leggings, but I don't know what the rest of the order looks like. So when we have a purchase order form, and it's not really, hey, give us the order, we want to know what it is that we're going to be making by SKU. When I say SKU, I mean the unique item that we're going to be producing. The PO form, it's not just something we need. It's any manufacturer is going to need to know what the order looks like. you'll dictate how many units you want to do, where prints are going, whether you want us to pack and fold or just put it all in a box and you guys will ship it out to your customers individually with your own packaging that you have. This is huge. You have to send this to us. We have it on our website and it's basically everywhere, so you can find it. Number 4, printing. So here, basically we need your artwork. So if you're coming to us straight to production, we have to have artwork that we can use that's ready. So if that's a main label print, you got to make it and send it. We have to know where it's going, the location, dimensions, color, everything. Artwork information, basically. And then the final thing is a completed tech pack and pattern card. One of the biggest things that we miss when people are coming to us from other manufacturers or other people that help them with designing and developing is that they don't give us pattern cards. The pattern card is the recipe. So if you have a pattern and if you know a pattern card, it's like having all the ingredients to make a cake, but having no recipe at all. We need the pattern card because that will communicate what we're gonna do in sewing the garment. And I cannot explain how important that is. So make sure if you're working with somebody else that they give you that information. All right, so number 5, pattern cards and tech packs. There's a lot of overlap here. Some of the things that you'll see in the tech pack, you might have a bill of materials in the tech pack. You'll have a pattern card in the tech pack. That is the major Bible that communicates exactly what it is that is being made without having the sample. Okay? So again, you want to go into production, these are the things. We need a bill of materials, we need finished patterns and samples, we need your form so we know exactly how many units we're making of each style and each color and each size, everything. We need to have your artwork, and then we need to have your pattern cards and a tech pack. Okay? If you think you're ready to go, prove it. I'll see you guys soon.